Hi, and welcome to the lesparis.com podcast. I'm Les. This podcast is a short daily monologue that you can listen to. Use it to practice listening to English. Use it to stimulate ideas. Use it for BGM.
Well, hello and welcome to the Les Paris podcast. You're listening to episode 154. I talked about witches yesterday in episode 153, and today in episode 154, I'm going to talk about Luddites. Luddites. Wow, now there's a kind of a hard word. I bet you haven't heard this word before. Luddites were people who followed a guy named Mr Lud back in 1811 in England. The problem was there's factories with machines that were making things better than people could make them. And a lot of people were losing their jobs. Mr Lud and his friends and associates all decided to go and break the machines. It was a revolution and it lasted about 5 years. A lot of the guys, the Luddites, were executed, and it was kind of violent. But they were against technology. At least they were perceived as being against technology. I think that the truth might be more complex than that, but Luddite means somebody who's against technology. And now we have new Luddites, the Neo Luddites. I think I'm a Neo Luddite. I like technology. I enjoy learning about it and using it, but not too much. I'm kind of against using a lot of technology for a lot of things. I like to cook with simple cooking instruments. I don't like newfangled cooking tools. And I prefer walking to driving my car if it's a short distance. So I try and avoid technology. I like low-tech better than high-tech because it's safer. That sort of comes from my background as a mountain climber. High-tech things are complex and they may fail or break. If you're climbing, that could be very serious. Low-tech tends to be simpler and easier for me to fix in the field. And I can spot breakage quickly. So I'm much more of a low-tech guy. I'm a new Luddite. And now, as I look at technology changing things even more rapidly than before, I'm deeply concerned about the changes that I see happening. I think we should start putting the brakes on technology. There are a couple problems with this. The first being you can't. The second being if you stop here, a lot of bad guys will keep on going. And number three, we'll never find the bad parts of technology unless we use it. So I know we've got to keep going with technology, but I don't like it. I'm a Luddite. How about you? That brings us to the end of another episode of the Les Paris podcast. Today we talked about Luddites in episode 154. Tomorrow, I'd be happy if you could join me again in episode 155, where I talk about rivers.